they're trying to take him down one way or another, because of what he does. It's not the music that, even though the music does dictate, or he's been saying to us to some degree subliminally, what he's been doing, what's been going on, to some degree.
Yeah, I think the music was his therapy.
But when you really think about it, though, does his background, what he does behind closed doors, are you going to take him down and shun him from everything? Are they going to really cut him out of the music industry totally, and all that type of stuff? Are they going to take away all the other artists or those records that he helped produce and things like that? Like, if you start thinking about how many tracks he's done over a period of time,
he's behind a lot.
How much money will people actually lose off of those songs and things over a period of time? And those things that people are like, oh yeah, that was the only hit I had. Well, guess what? They no longer have that money.
Right.
So do I let R. Kelly go or not? So in this case with Kate Smith, with God Bless America, I mean, look, they sing that song everywhere.
Yeah, but like I say again, it's not the God Bless America song. It's her. It's what she did prior to God Bless America.
Right. So that, but see, that what I'm getting at is that if she did not necessarily believe in the songs, she sang the song to make money, right? And then you have these other persons who, they kind of knew, quote unquote, what R. Kelly was doing, but still used him for their songs,
right?
To make money,
right?
So again, that's what I mean by where do you stop?
Right.
That's how I'm trying to put them together. Right. Now, granted, one is not the same as the other. I'm not putting racism, rape, whatever. I'm not putting them all in the same boat unless you think of a Christian perspective where sin is a sin,
right?
Quote unquote. But I'm just using that as the example of when do you really stop? What accountability are you trying to put everybody in? When you take a look at these movies where you have this society where everybody's walking around in white and everybody's under one, one rule or whatever else. Like, is that
Logan's Run?
Right. When you think about stuff like that, like, is that really what we're about to get into? Is that the life? Because then all of a sudden you lose you. Yeah, but I individuality.
I believe that the individual should be held accountable for what their actions are. You should. There comes a time in your life where you understand that my actions have consequences, and you have to accept that. In the case of Kate Smith, she's no longer here to defend herself, to accept it, or to not acknowledge it. Right. So that it's sad, and it's in the way it is. It is sad, but it is good that these things are brought to light, because there are some things that we take for granted that we think that it's okay, and then when you really find out what the true meaning of something is, you're like, oh my God,
Now, see, here's my question though. So just like everyone is complaining about the national anthem, God Bless America, whatever else, how many people are talking about the Negro national anthem?
Right. You don't hear nobody talking about it at all.
Except
for us.
Right. But even with that, I don't even hear us talking about it anymore.
Yeah, because it's a selective few. The older people know about it.
Right.
A lot of people don't even know that it's Lift Every Voice.
Right.
So, this once again is things that are not being passed correctly from generation to generation.
Right.
And things that are being silenced.
I mean, when you think about Lift Every Voice and Sing, To Earth and Heaven Ring, ring with the harmonies of liberty, all that type of stuff. And then, Stony the Road to Retry, Better to Chasing the Ride. Like, if you start going through all the verses, all the words and everything else, it's talking about our struggle through slavery. It talks about our struggle through, history or whatever else. And you start thinking about that, do we need to change the words to stuff like that too, as a people?
No.
Especially if we're telling other people, everybody else, you need to take that whole slavery thing out.
Right.
So we're going to continue to glorify our struggle.
But it's not, the difference is this.
Now, keep in mind, hey, y'all, I'm asking a question. I don't want y'all thinking like, hey, I'm not, I'm some Oreo or something like that, but it's just questions, it's just things to make you say, to create that discussion.
Right.
That's all this is. So I'm sorry, bro. Go ahead, man.
But the lyrics to lift every voice and sing is different than the lyrics of the national anthem.
Right.
Because they talked about in the national anthem the demise and what they did to slaves, how they crushed them, and the ones that they took out, the verse that they took out that they didn't want nobody to know.
Right.
It was talking about how they persecuted and how they hurt slaves. But lift every voice and sing is something to uplift us. That even though we went through slavery and we went through all this stuff and it was all this stuff was done to us, we still can lift our voice and we still can sing and rejoice and we still can overcome.
Right. And I understand that. But that's what I'm saying, that in this particular topic is to start to, I'm not sorry to start to, but to continue the conversation of when and where, how, why are we doing any of this, to be honest? Well, and really, when does it, like I said, been saying, when does it end?
Then you got to say, who is the who that's doing this? Because it wasn't, remember, this is the Yankees organization and the Flyers organization that decided to do this because somebody did some research and found out that what she was saying was this. So I think they got ahead of the gun before somebody else caught on to it.
Well, no, I believe someone from Black Lives Matter had mentioned it or brought to somebody's attention. It was another organization that had brought it up. There was some influence somewhere. But again, when do you stop? Because just like we're trying to take down everybody else's heroes, look at what they're doing to Obama right now.
Yeah, but I mean,
trying to erase
so
almost any and everything.
They trying to.
I mean, but
it's not going to happen.
But as it's not even taking away his own history, but even just anything that he had done in office. When you take a look at that, they're trying to erase any of that.
Yeah, because your man 45 is trying to claim all that stuff.
Right. So.
But we know. Just it's the more things change, the more they stay the same.
Right.
So just because we're doing great doesn't mean that we're doing great.
Right. So I'm just looking for that day when all of us are zombies and we're all walking around with the same mentality.
Well, that's why I watch The Walking Dead, because I know what to do, especially if there's a zombie apocalypse. So I know automatically I got my double barrel ready. I'm using arrows. I'm set.
But so we just need to make sure that as we're fighting one fight, there's someone else fighting against us too.
Always, and that's been the history of this country with us.
Well, that's humanity.
So everything true. Everything that we try to accomplish, somebody's always trying to tear it down.
Right.
The kids today say they call them haters, which we always call them haters anyway. But someone that doesn't like what you're doing because they choose not to do it or choose not to be a part of it, wants to destroy it because you're doing it.
Right.
So that's people like that, they have a destiny in life too.
Yeah.
And their destiny is going to be much different and is not as great as the person that they're trying to destroy.
Yeah. Yeah. So, let us know how you feel.
Yeah.
Always, we love to hear your feedback, your perspective on this. Again, we're sparking a conversation through our podcast.
Yeah,
but the conversation is always going. It's going to go on forever.
Always going.
When you read the Bible, the Torah, the
Quran,
everything, you hear about struggle, about those that are the haves and the have-nots, pretty much.
Right.
When you talk about different colonies and different tribes and things like that, again, that's still, is that colorism too?
To some degree, yeah, it can be, because it has happened throughout life.
That's why
it always has happened between, since the beginning of time.
Right.
There's always been someone always trying to hold somebody down.
Right.
Or take from what another person has, or steal from what another person has, or put their name on something that somebody else has done.
Yeah. So.
But this is why it's good that we have podcasts like Wrestling with Race and the Neighbors Podcast. This way so we can get certain perspectives out there to make people think. And what we're doing here is that, like we said, we're building a movement. We're trying to build something up. We're trying to make a community. We're trying to make a great neighborhood. We're trying to just make sure that our children and our children's children, when they grow up, they don't need to grow up into something negative all the time.
Because, as I stated earlier, most communities are integrated one way or another. And it does not mean that it's black and white. It could be black and Indian, white and African. Like, it could be like, it's so many different races out there, and those that may not look like you. And on top of that, how many people are mixed?
Yeah.
Well,
you know my theory on that anyway. So
okay. You want to give us your theory real quick?
Nah, that's for another discussion.
Another show. Okay.
But you know how I believe. I believe everything comes from us anyway. So everything started with us and is going to end with us.
Right. Well, so again,
and that's not to take away from anything from our Caucasian, our white brothers and sisters.
Never.
But I strongly believe in unity as a human being, as a human race, as a community, as a neighborhood, and a whole.
Right.
So I really believe in that. Years ago, I didn't.
Okay.
But I strongly believe in that. But I'm not going to be subject to anything that is going to take away from that.
Right.
Or take away from anything that has to do with the race that I'm born into.
I mean, so if you even go further, whether or not you believe that you're from Adam and Eve, or whether you believe that you're from a monkey, one way or the other, we're all from the same place.
We ain't from the monkeys, but
but you understand what I mean.
Right,
you know what I'm getting
Yeah, some
at.
people that do believe that. They
right.
believe, I don't. My whole thing about the monkey thing is this: if you believe in evolution as far as we come from apes and stuff like that, why are apes and gorillas and stuff still here? Why isn't there a primate that we have really found that really had a DNA that was linked to human race? It was like really linked, But that's for another topic.
Right.
We'll say that for wrestling with race. They can handle that.
Or if we decide to have a science project or something.
Exactly.
Right.
Because what we're trying to do here, we're trying to uplift.
Right.
We're trying to commune and help one another out, regardless of what you look like.
Correct.
If we think alike, and not saying that we're all going to be robots and zombies and all this, but if we are all on the same page, and that page is to make a better us and a better way of life for us and our families and our children, then hey, I'm with you. Let's do it. Let's get it done.
So we are the world.
We are.
We are the children.
We are.
We're the ones to make a better day. So let's start
living.
Right. So, my neighbor, please be safe out there.
Yes, neighbors.
And continue to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Feel free to email us at NayborsPodcast@gmail.com.
Yes.
Also visit our website at NayborsPodcast.com. And continue to listen to us every day, all day, as many times as you want.
Exactly.
And share with your friends. Share with your neighbor. Share with that person that's sharing a desk with you. Share with the person that when you sit in Starbucks.
Yeah.
Share this episode and all the other ones.
And if you guys spark up a conversation, or if it does spark up a good conversation, leave a comment.
Right.
That's how you feel. If you didn't like it, leave a comment.
Right.
Let us know. Because if it's something that we need to do, change, or do a little different, we'll do it. Because we're here to help the community out.
Right.
We're here to help our neighbors out. We're here to make us better.
And all we have to do is have a conversation.
That's all it takes.
All right, y'all.
Thank y'all. Love y'all. Have a blessed week.
Peace.
Peace.
You are the agent and we look for change. You conquered the pressure and you did not fall, but you are a diamond.